4-year-old Lily Patterson had been enjoying the autumn corn maze at Miller's farm with her family when she wandered down a wrong path and became completely disoriented in the 10-acre labyrinth, where towering corn stalks blocked all visibility beyond a few feet and created an endless series of dead ends that confused even adult visitors. Her parents discovered her absence during what should have been a fun family outing and immediately began searching, but the massive maze included hundreds of possible routes, where a small child could become hopelessly lost and increasingly panicked as darkness approached. The maze's design was complex enough to challenge adults, making it virtually impossible for a 4-year-old to navigate independently, especially when fear and exhaustion began affecting her judgment and decision-making abilities. But Buster, the farm's border collie, who had spent years learning every path and shortcut in the maze while helping lost visitors, heard Lily's frightened cries and immediately understood that a small child needed guidance through the labyrinth that he knew better than anyone. For 3 hours as daylight faded and temperatures dropped, Buster systematically guided Lily through the maze, using his intimate knowledge of the correct routes, while providing comfort and companionship that kept her calm enough to follow his lead towards safety. Welcome to Saved by Tales. Before we dive into this heartwarming story of local knowledge meeting family crisis and a farm dog's determination to ensure that no child remained lost in a maze he had mastered through years of helping confused visitors, join our community of animal hero enthusiasts who understand that some rescues require the kind of specialized expertise that only comes from intimate familiarity with challenging terrain. Miller's farm had been hosting their annual corn maze for 15 years, creating elaborate designs that challenged visitors while providing safe family entertainment during the autumn harvest season, when thousands of families visited the rural attraction. "Our maze is designed to be challenging but safe," explained farm owner Tom Miller. "We have multiple exit points and safety protocols, but it's still easy for people to become disoriented, especially young children." 4-year-old Lily Patterson was visiting the corn maze with her parents during their annual autumn outing, excited by the adventure of navigating through the towering corn stalks that created walls higher than her head. Buster, a 7-year-old border collie who belonged to the Miller family, had spent years working in and around the corn maze, helping lost visitors find their way out and learning every path, shortcut, and dead end in the complex 10-acre design. "Buster knows this maze better than we do," noted farm manager Sarah Miller. "He's helped hundreds of confused visitors over the years and seems to understand exactly how to guide people toward the exits." The Patterson family entered Miller's corn maze during peak afternoon hours, when dozens of other families were also navigating the challenging pathways that were designed to provide entertainment while testing navigation skills. "Stay close to Mommy and Daddy," Jennifer Patterson told 4-year-old Lily as they began their maze adventure. "This is a big maze, and it's easy to get turned around if we don't stay together." The maze's design included multiple branching paths, false routes, and dead ends that could confuse even experienced visitors, making constant supervision essential for young children who could become lost within minutes. Lily's natural curiosity was captured by interesting decorations and seasonal displays throughout the maze, occasionally causing her to lag behind her parents as she investigated pumpkins, scarecrows, and other autumn-themed attractions. "Pretty pumpkins," Lily called as she stopped to examine a display, not noticing that her parents had continued forward and were no longer visible around the next corner of the winding maze path. Lily's realization that she could no longer see her parents triggered immediate fear and confusion, as she found herself alone in a maze where every direction looked identical and towering cornstalks blocked her view of any landmarks. "Mommy, Daddy," Lily called desperately as she began moving through the maze paths, trying to find her parents but becoming more lost with each turn that led to new dead ends and confusing intersections. The 4-year-old's attempts to navigate independently were unsuccessful due to her height limitation that prevented her from seeing over the cornstalks and her limited understanding of maze navigation principles. Buster was working in a different section of the maze when he heard Lily's distressed calls, immediately recognizing the specific pitch and urgency that indicated a young child was lost and frightened. The border collie's response was immediate and professional, leaving his current location to begin systematic searching for the source of the distress calls that indicated someone needed his guidance assistance. Buster's search for Lily was efficient and purposeful, using his intimate knowledge of maze acoustics and layout to navigate directly toward the area where her cries were strongest and most recent. "Doggy, nice doggy," Lily exclaimed with relief when Buster reached her location, immediately understanding that the friendly farm dog represented help and companionship in her frightening situation. The Border Collie's assessment of Lily's condition was gentle and reassuring, using calming behaviors that helped reduce her panic while he determined the best route to guide her towards safety. Buster's approach to helping lost visitors was sophisticated and proven, involving patience, clear directional guidance, and the ability to maintain calm leadership that encouraged people to follow his navigation. "Are you going to help me find Mommy and Daddy?" Lily asked hopefully, and Buster's tail wagging and purposeful movement toward a specific path seemed to communicate exactly that intention. Buster's method for guiding Lily through the maze was systematic and reliable, using techniques he had developed through years of helping confused visitors navigate the complex pathway system. The Border Collie moved at a pace appropriate for Lily's small legs while maintaining visual contact and providing regular encouragement through tail wagging and gentle barking that kept her spirits up. "Follow Buster," Lily said to herself as she began trusting the dog's navigation, understanding that he seemed to know exactly where he was going in the confusing maze. Buster's route selection avoided dead ends and false paths, taking Lily through the most direct course toward the maze exit while accommodating her need for rest breaks and reassurance. The Border Collie's patience was remarkable, as he adapted his normal pace and navigation style to accommodate a frightened 4-year-old who needed constant encouragement and support. As afternoon turned to evening, Buster's guidance became even more crucial as shadows lengthened and the maze paths became more difficult to distinguish in the fading light. "Getting dark, doggy," Lily observed with growing concern, but Buster's confident movement and protective positioning helped maintain her courage despite the approaching darkness. The Border Collie's night vision and familiarity with the maze paths allowed him to continue effective navigation, even as visibility decreased for human visitors who might become disoriented. Buster's protective behavior included staying close enough to Lily to provide physical comfort while positioning himself to guide her movement toward the safest and most direct routes. The dog's understanding of Lily's limitations helped him choose paths that avoided obstacles and difficult terrain that could cause injuries or additional delays in their progress toward safety. Throughout their journey through the maze, Buster provided emotional support that was as important as his navigation assistance, helping Lily maintain calm and hope during her frightening experience. "Good doggy, Buster," Lily said repeatedly, understanding that the Border Collie was her protector and guide who would help her reunite with her family. The dog's gentle demeanor and patient guidance created a sense of security that prevented Lily from becoming overwhelmed by panic that could have made their journey more difficult or dangerous. Buster's ability to read Lily's emotional state allowed him to provide appropriate encouragement and comfort when she became tired or scared during their extended maze navigation. The Border Collie's presence transformed Lily's terrifying experience into an adventure with a trusted companion who clearly knew how to reach safety. While Buster was guiding Lily through the maze, her parents had discovered her absence and triggered the farm's emergency search protocols that included staff members and volunteer searchers familiar with the maze layout. "We have a missing 4-year-old girl in the maze," reported farm manager Sarah Miller as search teams prepared to systematically cover the maze paths. "Her name is Lily Patterson, wearing a pink jacket." The search operation was coordinated and thorough, but the maze's complexity made systematic coverage time-consuming even for people familiar with the design and layout. "Buster's missing too," observed farm worker Mike Rodriguez. "He was working in the maze earlier, but now he's not responding to calls." Sarah Miller immediately understood the implications. If Buster's missing, he's probably found Lily and is helping her navigate out. That dog has guided hundreds of lost visitors over the years. After nearly 3 hours of careful navigation, Buster's guidance brought Lily within sight of the maze exit where lights and voices indicated that help was waiting for her return. "I see lights, Buster," Lily exclaimed with excitement as the Border Collie's navigation successfully brought them to the final section of maze paths that led directly to safety. Buster's tail wagging increased as they approached the exit, seeming to share Lily's excitement about the successful completion of their journey through the challenging maze. "Mommy, Daddy," Lily called as she spotted her parents waiting anxiously at the maze exit with search team members who had been coordinating the rescue effort. The Border Collie's mission was nearly complete as he guided Lily through the final turns that would reunite her with her family after their extended adventure through the complex maze system. Lily's emergence from the maze with Buster was met with cheers and relief from her parents and search team members who had been increasingly worried about her safety as darkness fell. "Buster helped me," Lily announced proudly as she ran to her parents' arms. "He showed me the way out and kept me safe the whole time." Jennifer and Robert Patterson expressed overwhelming gratitude to Buster, understanding that the Border Collie had provided expert guidance that prevented their daughter's maze adventure from becoming a dangerous overnight situation. "Buster is a hero," Jennifer said as she knelt to hug the Border Collie who had spent 3 hours ensuring Lily's safe return. "He took care of our little girl when we couldn't find her." The reunion demonstrated the remarkable capabilities of working farm dogs whose local knowledge and protective instincts could provide assistance that human searchers might not be able to match. Buster's successful guidance of Lily through the maze earned recognition from grateful families and local media who featured his story as an example of how farm animals could serve as community protectors and helpers. "Buster represents the best of working farm dogs," said agricultural specialist Dr. Amanda Foster. "His knowledge of the maze and his protective instincts came together to save a frightened child from what could have been a dangerous situation." The story was featured in farm safety education and tourism promotion materials that highlighted both the entertainment value of corn mazes and the importance of safety measures for young visitors. Lily's experience led to improved safety protocols at Miller's farm, including enhanced communication systems and additional staff training for managing lost visitors, especially young children. Buster's rescue showed us the value of having knowledgeable animals working in areas where people might need assistance, acknowledged farm owner Tom Miller. "We're implementing additional safety measures while recognizing the important role that Buster plays." The incident contributed to improved design standards for corn mazes and enhanced emergency response protocols for agricultural tourism attractions throughout the region. Following Lily's rescue, Buster continued his work at Miller's farm with enhanced recognition of his maze navigation abilities and his value as a safety resource for confused visitors. The Border Collie's reputation as a maze guide grew among families who visited the farm, with many requesting Buster's assistance when they encountered difficult navigation challenges. The Patterson family returned to Miller's farm regularly, maintaining their friendship with Buster and often sharing their story with other families to promote both maze safety and appreciation for working farm dogs. "Buster will always be Lily's hero," Jennifer Patterson would tell visitors. "He spent 3 hours making sure our daughter got home safely, and we'll never forget his kindness and expertise." Buster had proven that some rescues required intimate local knowledge combined with protective instincts that could guide frightened children through challenges that would confuse even experienced adults. "I still think about that autumn evening when a 4-year-old girl was lost in a 10-acre corn maze where towering stalks created an endless labyrinth that could confuse adults and terrify children. While darkness approached and her family faced the nightmare of searching hundreds of possible paths for one small child. If Buster had ignored Lily's cries, if he'd lacked the maze expertise developed through years of helping confused visitors, if he'd been anything less than a local expert who understood that some people need patient guidance through terrain they cannot navigate alone, Lily Patterson would have spent a terrifying night lost in a maze while her family searched desperately through paths that seemed to lead nowhere. Buster's story teaches us something profound about the value of local knowledge and the protective instincts that working animals develop when they serve communities where their expertise can mean the difference between adventure and tragedy for families who need help navigating challenges beyond their experience.